Did you watch the RDA Kevin Lee fight this past weekend?
Yeah, I watched it very closely, and straight away I thought that's the fight to make. I think he's ranked number 4 now in the world, and I think that's the fight for me to make now. I'd love to fight him in the Abu Dhabi on I think September the 7th. I think that'd be a good fight to co-main event that. So that's my plan.
Okay, wait. So which one do you like better, the Robbie Lawler fight or that one?
Probably the RDA fight, because he's a former world champion as well.
Yeah.
But his higher ranked is number 4, like I said. So probably the RDA fight, because he's the higher ranked guy. He's a former world champion and he's coming off a good win. So probably that fight.
And were you impressed with his performance? Like, I thought Kevin actually looked good in the first round, but then sort of ran out of gas. What did you think of RDA, especially against a wrestler who, in his last 2 fights he fought Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman and obviously lost to them? What did you think of how he rebounded?
He did good. He did good. He was on a 2-fight skid, so to come back and did what he did on Saturday, fair play to the man. Kevin Lee, he got fatigue. He did it at lightweight. He did it at welterweight. So it's hard to judge really on how good he is, because Kevin Lee got fatigue. But he's a former world champion, and enough respect for him. But I'd love to test my skill versus him.
Now let's talk about you here very quickly, if we can. You had indicated some interest recently that the UFC, they're going back to your hometown, Sacramento, I believe in July 13th, something like that. I don't have the date right in front of me. And that this would be something you'd be interested in participating in. Like, give me a sense of reality here. How serious is this possibility?
It's very serious. No one really gets to see the behind the scenes of what goes on when events are putting together or being put together or anything like that. And throughout my time being retired, I've been offered fights on a couple different occasions, and learned my lesson if I'm starting to get tempted or thinking about it, just to get myself in good shape. And I've always stayed in the gym, obviously, being at the team and helping mentor the guys and training all year round, etc. So I've probably of the last six months given a little bit more consideration after being offered a couple of short notice fights that I'm like, man, that's kind of tempting. And the reason I retired in the first place is just because I wanted to, felt like it. I was, feeling like, okay, if I'm thinking about it and maybe the time, and it's the same reason why I'm thinking about coming back out and taking a fight. Sounds like fun, little FOMO. I know at the age, I do really well against the guys still, and if I'm gonna do it, you don't want to wait longer. I'm 39. I've just turned 40, which is crazy. I kind of teased that once I did turn 40, I'd like to challenge myself, kind of life hack and do some fights. I got the new baby, so some names have been thrown out there for opponents, and it's real possible.
When would we know? Like, when would a date pass where we're like, yeah, this is not going to happen?
Pretty soon.
You fought some wars in the octagon. Who's been the toughest opponent outside of yourself?
Toughest fight I had in the UFC was Rashid Magomedov. We fought at Mexico City. It was like 7,500 altitude. It was just miserable.
Yeah, what about the Edson Barboza fight or the Michael Chiesa?
Yeah, those fights were tough too. It's just in those fights, I never felt like I'm gonna die because of my heart. My heart's gonna explode. In the Rashid fight, in between the rounds, I just thought to myself, man, I need to stop. My heart's gonna explode, but we just kept going, and it was that was my hardest fight. Just
at altitude.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. I should have gone earlier.
Okay, man, don't tell your mother that, man. It was hard to get her approval in the first place to do MMA.
That's true, so don't tell her. Keep it.
We won't. Yeah, keep it between us.
Keep it just the two of us, okay?
Now, you're fighting UFC Sacramento July 13th, man. What you know about your opponent?
I watch a little bit of him. He's a tough guy. Comes forward. And he's not afraid to go into some exchanges, and he's getting better. He kind of started out, he wasn't looking very well-rounded, but he's getting more well-rounded as we speak. So will be interesting. We'll see what he comes out with fight day. I'm just going to focus on myself. It's hard to focus on the opponent. Just focus on myself and get better.
Great performance. You get back on track. I heard that you said afterwards that it felt like a weight was lifted off your shoulders because of the losing streak. Try to reassert yourself at 170. On this Monday, how do you feel now that you're back in the win column?
Yeah, man, I feel great to walk home, after 18 months without having my hands raised inside the octagon. My last win was against Robbie Lawler in December 2017, and I fought Kobe and Usman, 2 losses back to back. But I'm, thank you God, I got back. I'm back on the winning path.
How much were the losses weighing on you? Like, did you feel like this was a must-win situation for you, Rafael?
Yeah, especially I was trying to not put so much pressure on my shoulders. But I was on that situation for 2 times in my life. I lost 2 in a row on UFC debut. And then before I move up division, I lost twice in a row too after I lose my belt. And I was able to, turn things around and get some winning streak. And I feel that I'm on this in this situation right now. And Kevin, moving up division, he was big, he was strong, fast. But and I felt like was kind of a bit of risky because he didn't have not to lose on that fight. He just came like to fight, and I think but I was able to put my strategy and use my experience on my favor.
I thought he started really well. I thought he looked really good in the first round. Were you surprised at all by the way he fought in that first round? Did he catch you off guard at all?
No, he didn't rock me on any time, and I knew he would come strong. I knew that, but that was all part of the plan. Keep wearing him down. Even he was putting me against the fence. I was being making him work, being heavy on him. Making him work hard and trying to. I knew as the fight goes forward, will be a lot of more advantage for me, and that's how the thing play out.
Okay, and then obviously as the fight went on, you began to pick up steam, but he also began to lose some steam. He started to run out of gas. Could you feel that? And if so, how soon in the fight did you feel that? Like, did you start to feel that in the second round that he wasn't as quick, wasn't as strong?
Yeah, I was feeling that he was, gassing out a little bit. But I think once I start like putting my takedowns too and shutting off his takedowns and taking him down, that play a big part, big mental game on that fight. And I was able to be on top too and take him down. I think that changed the fight.
Do you feel like this narrative that he ran out of gas is almost like taking something away from you, that it's not giving you enough credit?
Sorry, can you say it again, Ariel, please?
Like a lot of the talk after this fight is that, oh, Kevin looked good, but then he ran out of gas. Do you feel like it should be, no, Rafael, maybe weathered the early storm, but then he actually executed the game plan and was the reason why he ran out of gas? Like, do you feel like you're not getting enough credit after this kind of win?
Yeah, man, people, a lot of negativity out there, people always gonna say, and he held up good until the fourth, but that was part of my strategy, and I think it's about who wanted more, and I want that fight more, and I don't give, I was with a good cardio, in a good day, good spirit, and I don't listen these negativities, you know.
If the fight didn't go your way, you were going to keep fighting, right? Like your career wasn't on the line here, correct?
No, not at all, man. You know, that would be, you know, I got that question before and that fight, but I say, you know, that thing not even crossed my mind, like lose that fight. That wasn't an option for me. You know, I wasn't playing with that option. I knew I had to win. I was in that fight so much, but of course not.